Alright, I'm terrified already, but also I had to do research. Let's do this. Don't make me go to Korea at night, please. Okay, deep breaths. Hi, I'm NomadicKitty. Welcome to my channel where we discuss K-pop, Korean culture in a non-crazy way. And today we're taking a very unwilling tour through various horrific Korean urban legends and scary tales that will absolutely ruin your night if you think about them in the shower. Not because I'm dramatic, no, shut up, but because these stories have this weird, persistent way of crawling from folklore into real-life late-night whispers. Creepy, right? Breathe in, breathe out. Try not to picture a nine-tailed fox on Tinder. Lord have mercy. The whole point here is curiosity mixed with the tiniest bit of terror. I want us to be both educated and emotionally harmed in the best possible way. These legends aren't just spooky for the jump scare moment. They're soaked in cultural details, rules, and consequences that make them stick in your head like gum under a park bench. Also, I will be sarcastic the entire time. It's my coping mechanism. So put your headphones on, lights just dim enough to be cinematic, but not enough to actually regret it later. I'll narrate, I'll gasp, I'll make bad jokes. Occasionally, I'll whisper because that's how we bond with fear. Ready? Let's ruin our nights together. The Chonyeog Wishin, aka Virgin Ghost Girl, are what horror movie scripts wish they'd invented first, female spirits who died with unfulfilled desires, and crucially, who often died as virgins. God knows. At least get some before you die. Virginity in folklore isn't just a detail, it's a symbol of interrupted life threads. The virginity motif makes them tragic and often vengeful. I'd be mad to picture a pale figure at the rice fields at night with eyes hollow, hair in impossible tangles, and calling for something they never had, the D. People say the temperature drops when a virgin ghost is near. One moment, fine. The next your heater dies, and you're freezing. Cold spots are their signature. The temperature falls, your breath fogs. Even your phone's battery dies fast. Seriously? A tragic backstory plus cold spots equals instant goosebumps and an excuse for 2 sweaters. Sightings of this virgin ghost includes roads at the edge of town, or bridges at night, or temple steps. Drivers report a girl in white, or a woman with barely there fingers. She points and at you, then stares into your soul. Or she smiles with porch light intensity. You think she's hitchhiker, but you didn't ask for this. A taxi driver swore a woman in white asked to be taken to a remote cemetery. She vanished from the back seat. No smell of sweat. No creak of an empty seatbelt. The back seat hates being alone. I would never drive at night again. My reaction would be never out after 10 p.m. unless in a convoy. Also, I need an emergency, upbeat K-pop playlist. The Chonyeog Wishin are sad, lonely, colder than my commitment to doing laundry. If you see a ghost girl, give them a moment, then gently run away. If you hear a spectral voice whispering promises, don't respond. Not even to be polite, because you might end up in a story you didn't sign up for. Say, I'm taking loudly, fellas. Works for dating apps, maybe works for ghosts. Next, the gumiho is basically the original shapeshifter with commitment issues. Think of a fox that ate a myth book and decided romance was the fastest path to dinner. Traditional tales paint the gumiho as a fox that becomes human, usually a beautiful woman seeking human hearts or livers to become fully human. There are my variations of gumiho in Korean folklore. They range from tragic anti-heroes to straight-up predators with wardrobe choices that sabotage your sense of safety. They're seductive, charming, and would absolutely ghost you after 3 dates. There's a folklore template. They shimmer into society, fall in love, or manipulate and reveal their tales only when it's convenient for the plot. Some tales offer redemption, a gumiho that learns kindness and gives up cravings, while others end with villagers cooking a very elaborate fox meat breakfasts for closure. The most unsettling part is how shape-shifting intersects with trust. Today, it reads as a metaphor for deception, someone who looks and sounds human but isn't. Imagine dating apps where the profile pic is flawless and then your date excuses themselves to freshen up and returns with 9 tails tucked into their coat. I feel very intrigued by how modern this could be. Folklore variations also include gumiho, who must steal hearts or livers to survive, which, again, brings awful anatomy into a romantic context. But there are wholesome modern retellings where a gumiho learns to live among humans harmlessly, like a roommate who pays rent, but keeps stealing chickens at 2 a.m. Even Korean dramas have featured the nine-tailed fox. My reaction? I'm both fascinated and extremely single. If a gumiho slid into my DMs, I'd immediately ask for receipts and a background check. Also, I'd get a second opinion on whether hearts are actually cuisine now. If someone you just met vanishes into a bathroom stall and comes back with 9 tails, maybe show them the door, unless they look like you're biased. Then all bets are off. Survival tip: always bring garlic. No, that's vampires. Maybe bring snacks to avoid becoming the snack. Next is the crazy looking cryptid, Jangsanbeom. Jangsanbeom comes from Jangsan Mountain in Busan, where the legend is said to have originated, and Beom meaning tiger or beast. It is described as a large, white, furry creature with long limbs that can mimic voices to lure people. I love animals, but this ain't the kind of animal I'd cuddle up with. Jangsanbeom sometimes uses the sounds of loved ones luring people into the wilderness to be preyed upon. The legend is considered a modern myth, gaining traction through internet forums in the early 2000s. But then again, not really. Annals of the Joseon Dynasty, an ancient Korean historical text, there is a story about a monster whose description is similar to Jangsanbeom. There was a monster in Pyeonggandu with front paws of a tiger, hind feet of a bear, a head like a horse, a nose like a wild pig, and fur like a mountain goat, and could bite people. The beast is said to be incredibly fast, and there is almost no terrain that it cannot pass. So, avoid mountain roads at dusk unless you're very brave or very bored. If you must drive, bring a friend who insists you're being irrational. Final note, the mountain has its own rules. Respect them. Or don't call me at 3 a.m. explaining you just saw a giant bear, tiger thing and it tried to eat you. Let's leave the animals alone and discuss the unnerving red masked girl. Imagine an apparition with a face painted red or wearing a red mask. This entity shows up in towns and in alleys. It appears on rooftops, peeks from alleyways, stands under street lamps, sounds like several of my exes. Some say the girl in the red mask will silently walk alongside you, matching your pace but never speaking. She may ask cryptic questions like, "Do you think I'm pretty?" or "Will you walk with me?" This is not a friendly chit-chat from a fellow K-pop stan. If you ignore her, she is said to curse you, bringing a streak of misfortune that follows you for months. If you answer her, she may reveal a ghostly, scarred face behind her red mask, letting out a wail before disappearing into the night. If I see a red face in an alley, I will pretend I lost my dog. Blind panic is the plan. My takeaway is, the red mask is less about motive and more about presence. This bitch loves to be noticed. Don't notice her. Be boring. Be pastel. Be uninteresting. That'll save you. Now on to a place I hate. Hospitals are a horror genre staple everywhere, and Korea is no exception. Abandoned hospitals are thick with stories, with beds that shift, wheelchairs that move on their own, equipment that powers up long enough to monitor your terror. These places collect Guishin-like forgotten receipts. The energy lingers. Scary tales tied to patients who died violently or were neglected. It's basically bad Netflix. Ganjim Psychiatric Hospital was an abandoned asylum notorious for its alleged ghostly activity and dark history. It was known as one of the most haunted places in South Korea. The hospital's notoriety stemmed from a chilling urban legend. In the late 90s, patients and staff began disappearing mysteriously. Allegedly, the hospital director went mad and confined himself to one of the rooms, never to be seen again. The remaining patients were reportedly found dead in gruesome conditions. The hospital was a haven for ghost hunters. They claimed to have heard faint, disembodied voices echoing through the empty hallways, machines turning on mysteriously. Listen. If a machine starts beeping my name, I am out. No insurance, no copay, nothing. There are also stories of explorers being followed by the feeling of being watched, not visually, but like the place itself is aware. Thank goodness the hospital was demolished in 2018. Practical advice: if you're into urban exploring, don't be reckless, please go with friends, a ton of light, and a healthy respect for history. And if something whispers, be polite and decline its invitation. Unless, of course again, the voice sounds like your bias. Here is my favorite, y'all. Elevators are small spaces governed by social anxiety, and bad elevator music. Add the supernatural, and you get a claustrophobic legend that makes me reconsider ever using vertical transport again. There are popular scary tales regarding elevators in South Korea. Elevators stopping between floors and revealing shadowy figure, or of doors that open to a floor that doesn't exist anymore. Modern convenience becoming a portal to hell. Cute. Another version involves staircases playing tricks. Steps that are longer than they should be, steps that are shorter than they should be, or a stairwell that loops back on itself like a haunted shopping mall. People tell stories of ascending and ending up on the same landing, or of steps that lead to a corridor that wasn't there before. It's like a weird treadmill, but emotionally abusive. One punchy example: press a floor, indicator blinks to a non-existent level. The doors open to darkness, and a chill seeps in. If I ever hear the ding of an elevator that doesn't match the floor, I'm taking the stairs until my legs hate me. Also, I will loudly complain about leg day to assert dominance over the supernatural. These legends tap into everyday fear. What if the place that's supposed to help you is the thing that betrays you? It's unsettling because it makes normal infrastructure complicit in spookiness. I do not consent to betrayal by inanimate objects. Final tip: if your elevator opens to the void, do not step out. Use the emergency button immediately. If you made it this far, congrats, you're brave, or you just like suffering with me. Remember, respect the lore, bring snacks, and if your elevator opens to a darkened hellscape, nope, up out of there. So which one of our spooky urban legends scared you the most? Please drop a comment. I'll be reading them with the lights on. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Good night, maybe.